For 5 long years, Effa carried the weight of her childlessness like a cloak and never left her shoulders. Each day she rose before the sun, tending to her small farm and doing her duties in the village. But no matter how hard she worked, the one thing she wanted most, a child, remained out of reach. Every woman in the village had her children by her side, their laughter filling the air as they played, but Effa's house was always quiet. People whispered, some even said her barrenness was a punishment from the gods. Others laughed behind her back, making cruel jokes when they thought she could not hear. Her husband Kwame was supportive, but Effa saw the sadness in his eyes when other men spoke proudly of their sons. She feared that one day he might leave her for someone who could give him children. Effa prayed constantly, begging the gods to bless her with a child. She offered sacrifices at the temple and visited every healer within a day's walk. Some gave her herbs, others chanted blessings, but still her belly remained empty. The weight of the village's eyes on her became unbearable. Then one day, everything changed. Effa woke one morning feeling different, a strange fluttering sensation in her stomach that she had never felt before. At first, she dismissed it as hunger, but over the following weeks, the feeling grew stronger. Her body began to change, and soon it was clear to everyone Effa was pregnant. The village buzzed with excitement. People who had once mocked her now whispered about the miraculous blessings the gods had given her. Some even said that Effa's prayers must have been stronger than anyone had known. When the day came for her to give birth, it was not just one child, but two beautiful girls, twins, a rare gift from the gods. Ama and Aqua were born with soft, bright eyes, rosy cheeks. They were adored by the entire village. Their arrival seen as a sign of divine favor. The whispers of the past faded, and Effa's joy was complete. The two girls grew up under the watchful eyes of the villagers, loved and cherished. As the years passed, Amma and Aqua grew into striking young women. Amma the elder, by just a few minutes, was calm and kind. She had an almost serene quality about her that made people feel at peace when they were around her. Aqua, however, was more energetic, bold and quick-witted. Where Amma was content with a quiet laugh, Aqua dreamed of excitement and adventure. Though they were twins, their personalities were as different as night and day. When they turned 16, their beauty was undeniable. Suitors from nearby villages came, hoping to win the hearts of the twin sisters, but neither Amma nor Aqua showed much interest in these men. They had grown up together, close as sisters could be, and their bond was unbreakable, until the day Prince Kojo arrived. Kojo was the only son of the chief of the neighboring town. He was tall, handsome, and carried himself with a confidence that made him stand out from the crowd. The moment he set foot in the village, people began to talk. The young women of the village swooned whenever he passed by, but Kojo's attention seemed to be focused on only one person, Amma. At first, it was subtle. Kojo would find excuses to speak to Amma whenever he visited the village. He would ask her questions about the land, her family, or even simple things like how her day was. Amma, being humble and kind-hearted, didn't take much of it. She spoke to him as she would to anyone else, with warmth and politeness. But Aqua noticed she watched as Kojo's gaze lingered on her sister, and a fire of jealousy began to burn inside her. Why was it always Amma who received the attention? Amma, who never seemed to care about such things, like Aqua, had always longed for adventure, or something greater than the quiet life of their village. Aqua tried to push the feelings away. After all, Amma was her sister, her twin, her other half. But as the weeks passed and Kojo's visit grew more frequent, Aqua's jealousy only grew stronger. She began to resent Amma's calm and unassuming nature. Amma didn't even seem to realize that Kojo was in love with her, while Aqua desperately wished for him to notice her instead. One evening, as he sat by the river washing clothes, Aqua finally spoke her mind. Amma, how often Kojo comes to see you? She asked, her voice betraying her frustration. Amma looked up from her work, frowning slightly. He's just being kind, Aqua. There's nothing more to it. Kind? Aqua scoffed. Is in love with you and you don't even care? Amma shook her head. You are imagining things. Kojo is just a friend. But Aqua could see the truth. Amma's modesty blinded her to what was obvious. Kojo loved her and it wasn't fair. Why should Amma, who didn't even want his attention, having it all, while Aqua was left with nothing? The jealousy that had taken root in Aqua's heart began to grow, twisting and turning until it became something dark and dangerous. As Kojo's visits continued, Aqua came desperate. She knew she had to do something if she wanted to win Kojo's love. One night, after everyone else had gone to sleep, she slipped out of the house and made her way to the edge of the village where the forest began. There, hidden deep in the forest, lived an old woman who was rumored to have powers beyond the ordinary. Some said she was a healer. Others whispered that she dabbled in darker things. Aqua didn't care. She was willing to do whatever it took to make Kojo fall in love with her. The healer's hut was small and smoky, filled with strange herbs and bottles. The old woman looked up as Aqua entered, her eyes sharp and knowing. I know why you're here, she said, her voice raspy. I want Kojo to love me, Aqua said, her hands trembling slightly. The old woman chuckled softly. Love cannot be forced, child. What you seek is dangerous. I don't care, Aqua insisted. I will do anything. The healer regarded her for a long moment before nodding. She reached into a jar and pulled out a small pouch filled with powder. Mix this with water and give it to him, but be warned, the heart is not something to be played with. There will be consequences. Aqua ignored the warning. She took the pouch, thanked the old woman, and hurried back to the village.